First, grab a clean cloth and attach it securely to the head of a mop. Make sure the cloth is firmly in place so it won't slip while you're cleaning. Next, lightly spray WD-40 onto the cloth attached to the mop. Then use it to wipe the entire exterior of the refrigerator. Move the mop from top to bottom in smooth, even strokes to spread the WD-40 evenly and remove dust, fingerprints, and light marks. When you're done, the refrigerator will look cleaner and shinier. Vehicle keyholes can collect dust, moisture, and dirt over time, making the key hard to insert or turn smoothly. Spray a small amount of WD-40 into the keyhole and wait 1 to 2 minutes. Then, insert the key and turn it several times to help loosen dirt and distribute the product evenly. At this point, the lock will operate more smoothly, making it easier to insert and turn the key. After several trips, a suitcase can start developing small issues. The handle may feel stiff, the zipper can become harder to pull, and the wheels may no longer roll as smoothly as they used to. When that happens, I simply use a little WD-40 and a soft cloth for a quick maintenance routine. First, I spray a small amount of WD-40 onto the cloth instead of directly onto the suitcase. Then I wipe down the telescopic handle and metal rails to remove dirt and help the mechanism slide more smoothly. Next, I run the cloth along the entire zipper and then zip it back and forth a few times to help distribute the lubricant evenly. This makes the zipper easier to use and helps prevent sticking. Finally, I wipe around the suitcase wheels, especially near the wheel axles where dust and hair tend to collect. Then I spin the wheels a few times to help everything move more freely. The difference is noticeable right away. The handle extends more smoothly, the zipper glides with less effort, and the wheels roll much more quietly. It's a simple maintenance tip that can help extend the life of your suitcase, especially before a long vacation or business trip. If you often notice ants or other insects around your plant pot, you can spray a small amount of WD-40 around the base or underneath the pot to form a full circle around it. Then leave it for a while so the product can take effect and prevent insects from reaching the area. This layer creates a barrier that makes it difficult for ants and bugs to crawl across, helping reduce their return and keeping the area around the plant cleaner. As a result, the space around your plant pot will be better protected, with a noticeable reduction in annoying insects. Spray a moderate amount of WD-40 onto the cleaning cloth, making sure the cloth is evenly dampened with the solution. Next, use the mop to wipe the entire glass surface. Start at the top and work your way down to avoid missing any areas. The long handle makes it easy to reach high spots and corners that are difficult to clean by hand. As you wipe, move the mop in smooth horizontal or vertical strokes to remove dust, fingerprints, and other marks, leaving the glass clean, clear, and streak-free. After using this umbrella for a while, it became harder to open and close, and the metal rod started making a squeaking noise. To fix it, I sprayed a little WD-40 onto a soft cloth and wiped down the umbrella shaft, sliding mechanism, and metal frame. I paid extra attention to the moving joints, then opened and closed the umbrella a few times to help spread the lubricant evenly. In just a few minutes, the difference was noticeable. The umbrella opened and closed much more smoothly, the squeaking was reduced, and the metal parts looked cleaner and shinier. If your umbrella is starting to feel stiff or noisy, try this simple trick. A soft cloth and a little WD-40 can make a big difference. Knives that are used regularly or often exposed to water can develop rust spots over time. These stains not only affect the appearance, but can also make the blade harder to clean and less pleasant to use. To remove the rust, first dry the blade thoroughly, then spray a moderate amount of WD-40 onto the rusted areas and let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes. This allows the product to penetrate and loosen the rust from the metal surface. Next, gently scrub the rust spots with a soft brush or a non-abrasive scrubbing pad. After a few passes, you'll notice the rust starting to come off and the metal surface becoming cleaner and brighter. For stubborn rust stains, apply a little more WD-40 and repeat the process. After removing the rust, wash the blade thoroughly with dish soap and clean water to remove any remaining rust particles, dirt, and WD-40 residue. Make sure to clean both sides of the blade carefully, paying extra attention to any areas that were heavily rusted. Once the blade is completely clean, dry it immediately with a soft cloth to prevent new rust from forming. After cleaning, the blade will look noticeably cleaner and brighter, with the rust stains removed and the metal surface restored. The knife will not only look much newer, but will also feel smoother and more comfortable to use. First, spray a moderate amount of WD-40 onto a clean cloth. Then wipe each metal bar of the gate thoroughly, moving along the length of the bars to remove dust, stains, and built-up grime. For areas with heavier dirt or light surface rust, simply go over them a few more times until the metal looks cleaner and brighter. Once finished, the metal bars will look cleaner and shinier, while a thin protective coating helps repel moisture and slow down the formation of rust. Once you've finished cleaning the entire gate, spray a small amount of WD-40 directly into the lock. Position the nozzle close to the keyhole so the solution can reach the internal moving parts. Let it sit for a few seconds, then insert the key and turn it back and forth several times. This helps remove dirt inside the lock, reduces sticking, and keeps the locking mechanism working smoothly. Double-sided tape that's been on the wall for a while can stick really firmly, and when you remove it, it often leaves behind a sticky residue that doesn't look great. A quick way to get rid of it is with a little WD-40. First, remove any remaining tape or wall hook from the surface. Then spray a small amount of WD-40 directly onto the leftover adhesive and let it sit for about 1 to 2 minutes so it can soak into the glue. Next, use a soft cloth or an old plastic card to gently rub and scrape the adhesive away. The glue will soften and come off much more as a lay without needing a lot of force. If there's still some residue left, just spray a little more WD-40 and wipe it again. Finally, wipe the area with a damp cloth and a bit of dish soap to remove any remaining oil and leave the wall clean. White sandals and plastic slippers often develop stubborn stains and scuff marks that can be difficult to remove, even after regular washing. To clean them, spray a small amount of WD-40 onto a cloth and wipe the stained areas. This helps loosen and lift away dirt, grime, scuff marks, and other stubborn residues stuck to the surface. Once the stains are gone, wash the sandals thoroughly with dish soap and water to remove any remaining WD-40 residue. Finally, dry them with a clean towel or leave them to air dry in a well-ventilated area. After cleaning, the sandals will look noticeably cleaner and brighter, with many of the stubborn marks removed, helping them look fresher and closer to new again. After using my gas stove for a while, it started getting covered with grease, grime, and stubborn stains around the stainless steel rings. Wiping it with a regular cloth just wasn't enough to get it clean. So I tried mixing a little toothpaste with some WD-40 and spread the mixture over the dirty areas. Then I used a soft brush to gently scrub in circular motions, helping the mixture get into the small gaps and loosen up the built-up dirt. I paid extra attention to the narrow gaps around the burner, since those are the spots that are usually hard to reach with a regular cleaning cloth. Next, wipe away the loosened dirt with a cloth. Then go over the surface several times with a damp cloth until it's completely clean. The results were honestly surprising. Most of the dark brown grease buildup around the stainless steel ring was removed. The stains became much less noticeable, and the surface looked noticeably shinier. The stove looked clean, tidy, and almost like it had just been given a deep clean. If your shower head has been used for a long time and is clogged with mineral buildup, causing uneven water flow, you can spray a moderate amount of WD-40 directly into the shower head, focusing on the spray holes and areas with heavy deposits. Then leave it for about 15 minutes so the solution can soak in and soften the built-up mineral scale. After that, use a toothpick or a small needle to gently clear each spray hole, pushing out any remaining debris, and you can also run strong water through it to flush away the loosened buildup. While doing this, gently rotate and shake the shower head so the solution can reach all internal areas, making the cleaning process more effective. If your kitchen cabinet door makes an annoying squeaking sound every time you open or close it, try spraying a small amount of WD-40 directly onto the hinges. Let it sit for a few minutes. Then open and close the door several times so the solution can work its way into the moving parts. The WD-40 helps remove built-up dirt and reduces friction at the hinge joints. As a result, the door will operate more smoothly, and the squeaking noise will be greatly reduced or disappear altogether. After a period of use, especially when exposed to moisture, the pivot joint of a pair of scissors can easily develop rust. This rust not only affects the appearance, but can also make the scissors harder to open and close, often causing an annoying squeaking sound during use. To fix this, spray a small amount of WD-40 directly onto the pivot joint. Make sure the product reaches the tight gaps where rust and dirt tend to build up. Then let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes so the WD-40 can penetrate the rust. Loosen it and break down any built-up grime. Next, use an old toothbrush to scrub around the joint thoroughly. As you scrub, you'll notice rust particles and dirt gradually coming off the metal surface. If needed, open and close the scissors several times to help the WD-40 work deeper into the moving parts. Finally, wipe away the loosened rust and any excess product with a clean cloth. In just a few minutes, the joint should move much more smoothly. The squeaking noise will be greatly reduced, and the scissors will feel much easier to use again. If your sliding window no longer moves as smoothly as it used to, spray a moderate amount of WD-40 along the entire track. Then use a clean cloth to spread the solution evenly across the surface, allowing it to reach areas where friction and dirt have built up. This helps loosen stubborn grime trapped in the track, making it easier to remove. At the same time, it lubricates the sliding surface, reducing friction and allowing the window to open and close more smoothly. Next, slide the window back and forth several times to help distribute the WD-40 more evenly. This helps reduce friction, loosen dirt trapped in the track, and allows the window to glide more smoothly and quietly.